Good morning, children. This is the third part of the lesson, My Mother at 66. Today we are going to look at the poetic devices used in the poem to make it more poetic. And second thing we are going to look in is the difficult words. And third part of this video lesson contains some writing sessions related with the two video clippings. Let us start today's lesson. Now let us check the poetic devices used in this part of the poem. The first poetic device we can see in the usage, her face ashen like that of a corpse. When a comparison is done with the words like or as, we call that comparison as simile. So her face ashen like that of a corpse. Here the poet's mother's face, that is discolored, that is pale. That pale is compared with the pale color of the dead body. And that comparison is done here with the word like. So clearly we can say that this is a simile used here. Now let us move on to the second phrase in the poem. That is, young trees sprinting. Young trees sprinting. Here, sprinting is the verb or qualifier that is given to the young trees. Can young trees sprint? Can young trees run? No. So sprinting is a quality with living things. When this kind of qualifier is given to inanimate things, we call it as personification. What is it? Personification. When human characteristics attributed to inanimate things, we call it personification. Young trees can't sprint, but they are described here as sprinting. So it says sprinting is a living thing's characteristic and that is attributed to the non-living thing. So the poetic device used here is personification. Let us move on to the next poetic device. That is, merry children spilling out of their homes. Merry children spilling out. Spilling is a word that is suitable only for liquids. When you pour water or oil or something liquid into a container, there is the possibility of spilling out. So this characteristics of spilling, this is the characteristics of an inanimate thing that is given to a human being. If we use such qualifiers to humans, we call it Chromomorphism. 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 Chromomorphism is the poetic device used here. Or we can say that zoomorphism. Zoomorphism is the poetic device used in this part of the poem. Let us move on to the next part of it. Now look at the line. Morning I saw my mother. In this line, you can notice the repetition of m, the sound in 3 times. Morning, my mother. So when a consonant sound repeats in a line 2 or more times, it is called alliteration. So what is the poetic device used in this line is alliteration. You can also see this alliteration in another part of the same line, like sprinting, spilling. Here also the poetic device of alliteration is used. Let us move on to the second part of the poem. Now look at the line. I looked again at her, wan, pale as a late winter's moon. So in this line, poet's mother is compared with weak and discolored face of the moon as a late winter's moon. I have already told you that wherever a comparison is done with the words as or like, the poetic device there is simile. So here we can see the poetic device of simile is used here. Look at this line. Said was see you soon. Said the zoo. So here also we can see the repetition of the consonant sound. So what is the device here? Alliteration. Alliteration again used in this poem. Now let us move on to the last poetic device used in this poem, that is smile and smile and smile. This is the repetition of a word. So this poetic device is simply known as a repetition. So these are the poetic devices used in the poem My Mother at 66. At 2 places simile, at 1 place personification, at another place chromomorphism or zoomorphism, and alliteration at 2 places, and repetition. These are the poetic device we can find in poem My Mother at 66. Now children, let us go for a ride. It is to International Airport, Kochi. You watch this video and observe what is happening in it. It's simply a ride, a car drive to Cochin International Airport. And after watching this, you have to write down what you have seen in the video. Are you ready? Let us watch the video. Okay. Have you seen it? I know you are all good observers. You must observe the signboards and the speed limits, directions, and what are the precautions a driver has to be taken while driving in the premises of an international airport. This is the writing task you have to write down in your notebook. When we come to the live class, I will check it. Now children, let me ask you one question. What did the poet do once she reached at the Cochin International Airport? Can someone? Yes, yes, yes. Your answer is right. She went through a security check. Okay, now let us watch. What is this process? I'm going to show you this process through a video clipping. This is also a writing task for you. You have to write down all the procedures a traveler has to be taken place in the international airport.
After watching this video, you will clearly understand what is the security check in an international airport and how to board in an airplane. You can also see what are the procedures one traveler has to follow at the immigration clearance in the landing station. Here, one traveler from India to America is going to travel. You just watch the entire video and write down the procedures the traveler has taken place to complete his flight. Either you can write the entire process or write or speak out the entire process. This is part of the lesson My Mother at 66. Thank you, children. Will you do this? It's very easy to understand. Everywhere, the gates, the security, you can understand what does he do. Okay?